The FB03 set for Dragon Ball Fusion World is here, and there's a new yellow leader. But wait, it's Babidi and Majin Buu? Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. My name is Mobby. Today we're going to be talking about the Babidi and Majin Buu leader. We're going to talk about all the different cards in here, the playstyle, and how it works. Make sure to like and subscribe so you can see more deck profiles and more duels as we upload throughout this release. Okay, so here is the Babidi and Majin Buu leader. This is a mono yellow leader. It's all about the early game, throwing out a lot of specifically Wicked Soul type cards, and it has a bunch of really nasty, sticky cards that it's going to make the game a little nuts. So let's go ahead and start with the leader, and we'll talk about all the cards. So this is Babidi and Majin Buu. So it starts with Babidi with 15,000 attack. This is an evil wizard archetype, which doesn't have that much sort of use right now. When attacking, draw a card, then it awakens at 4. Then you're going to be flipping it over, and then it's Majin Buu. This is just straight Majin archetype with 20,000 damage. When attacking, you draw a card, then at the end of your turn, and this is where the whole archetype of this deck plays. Play up to one battle card with a cost of 2 or less and Wicked Soul or Evil Wizard in their special traits from your hand. So as we go through all of this, well, I'll be, reiterating which ones can actually be summoned. So remember, it's at the end of the turn, so you can do anything you want, and then you play it out for free, which is kind of crazy. So let's start with the 1 cost, and then we got 1 cost, 2 cost, 3 costs, and then 4 to 7. Okay, so we'll start with the top here. This is Yamu. So this is our first card, Earthling Wicked Soul. So Wicked Soul obviously works. 1/5/5, do whatever stats. But however, the on play is drawing a card. I found that every single deck you should make these days, you want to make it as consistent as possible. Adding 4 of these makes it so you can sift through the deck and give you just a little bit of counter if you need to. It's also a searchable card as well, so that's good. So it's searchable and it's usable with Majin's ability. So there you go. Next, we're going to be using Turn into Candy. This is the first extra card we are going to be talking about. This is a Majin card, so it's a 1 cost. You can activate it in the main, KO up to one of your battle cards. If your leader is Majin Buu, so literally it can only work when you are awakened, it can't be used here, and it's only on this leader, then you get to draw 2 cards. So this ability is pretty versatile because you can use it for the drawing, and there's an okay amount of stuff you do want to kind of KO, especially if you cheat out a lot of cards. Putting this guy on the field and then KOing him later if he's still on there, you get a lot of value out of that. Then the second ability is during a battle, choose your leader or a battle card, get 15,000. So it's a nice basic 1 for 15. However, it does have that extra thing if you're able to get it off. So running 4 of these because card draw in Fusion World is super important, and because you're going to be able to cheat out so many characters, I find it hard. You're gonna get this off more often than you don't want to. Next up, it's gonna be our last event for the 1K for the 1 cost. This is Energy Absorption. 1 cost during the main only, so your turn. Choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, switch it to rest mode. This is a pretty powerful ability because there is no requirements. It doesn't have to be at 1 cost, it can be at 20 cost or whatever. And it can't switch to active mode during their next turn. So this is just really solid for 1 mana to just totally stop an enemy from attacking. Then if that cost has 4 or more, draw a card. So I feel like even though this is a common card, this thing is going to see very, very, very high play, not only in this deck, but other yellow decks in general, because it's not leader locked or anything, and it can replace itself while also stopping an enemy from attacking. If you have 2 in these hands, it doesn't matter if your opponent throws out an 8 cost or whatever. If you survive that 8 cost turn, they're not going to be able to do crap with it later on. So this is why this is going to be a good card. So those are our 1 costs. We have 1 battle card. We have 1 battle card for our 1 cost, and then a bunch of other early game things. Okay, now let's move on to our 2 costs. Starting with the very top, we have Spopovich. Damn you, Spopovich. Beating our waifu. All right, here we go. So this is Earthling and also Wicked Soul. I'm going to reiterate again. Can we cheat it out with Majin Buu later on? Okay, so this is a 225. On play, choose up to one of your opponent's rest battle mode cards. Rest mode battle cards with 1 or less in KO it. It's not going to happen that often. However, it's just here for the Wicked Soul ability and the decent attack, so you can attack, characters that are awakened. But this is a card, if you do want to take something out, this is probably one of the ones you're gonna, cull first. So running 4 of these Spoboviches. Next up, it's Yakon. Now, this is a card that's going to be essential to the Wicked Soul archetype. This is a 2, 15, 10,000. So weak, but has counter and has innate blocker, which is great. And the on play is added to 1 card from your life to your hand. So this is a very good self-awakening. You absolutely want to awaken as quick as possible so you can get more and more sort of value out of this. So this is really good. Wicked Soul can be searched and played out with Buu's ability. So running 4 of these Yakons. Next up, we have Dabura, a 2-cost Dabura, 225, Demon Realm, and Wicked Soul. So cheated out again. It has innate blocker, and when blocking, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards of 2 or less and switch it to rest mode. So once again, not the best one when blocking. It might go off here and there, but it's probably here. It's most likely here for the 20 and the blocker, attack, and Wicked Soul. So running 4 of these as well. Pretty good card. Next up, it's going to be a Vegeta. Not much to say about this. 2, 20, 10. Good stat line, good counter, and it has Wicked Soul, so it can be searched and cheated out again. So running 4 of these to fill out some stuff. Next up, it's going to be a Babidi. So this is a 2, 5, so you're not going to be using it for attacking, and 10,000. On play, look at the top 5 cards, grab a Majin Buu or Wicked Soul, which almost every single card in here is a Wicked Soul, and other things, a Majin Buu card could be that as well. And then place the rest of the bottom in a random order. So this is an interesting card because it's a 2 searcher. So you're gonna search it and you're gonna use it for its 10k counter, or if you really need to, this is another good sort of contender for the KO portion here. Though you are losing the 10, you might get more. You might just get more than the 10. Like if you get a 10 plus an extra card in general from your hand, it's worth it. It's worth it. And if you get 2 10s out of it, that's really good too. So absolutely running 4 of these. Next up, we're going to run Pui Pui. This is another blocker card. Yeah, this is our 3rd blocker card. So we're running 12. So 2, 15, 10 blocker on play. Choose a field with cost of 2 or less in your opponent's area. Place it to its owner's drop. Now, at the moment, not a lot of field cards are being played in Fusion World. There are a good amount of field cards, though, in this set where people might start playing it more. But, as the game goes, as more sets come out, more fields are going to be coming out. And this might see even more play later on. Because, honestly, it's not terrible if you just put it into a yellow deck. Because it's a 2, 15 if they need to attack, and 10 and blocker. But once more fields start coming out, this can get more useful. But at least right now, it's a Wicked Soul that can be searched and cheated out with Buu. So running 4 of these. Now for our final 2 costs. Speaking about fields, we're running 2 of these as tech choices called Babidi's Spaceship. This is a field, so you have to play 2. Then auto your turn once per turn. And you must remember this. Auto means as soon as you're able to do this, even if you can get the effect off or not, it happens. So when your Babidi or battle card with a Wicked Soul and its special trait is played, so even if your opponent doesn't have a card, this activates. And then you just put a marker on it, letting it know, right? Choose up to one of your opponent's rest mode cards with the cost of 4 or less, and it can't switch to active during your opponent's turn. So it's a pretty good card, but it is dead in your hand if you can't play it, which is why I'm only running 2 just to see how it works. But it's another stalling card, and it's pretty nice. Okay, so those are our 2 drops. We got 2 events, a lot of blockers, a searcher, a 10k attackers. We got another blocker here. And we have this one. It's probably the most important 2k, blocker and self-awakening. And a bunch of, so there's a million 2 drops, which is good for the Buu ability. So yeah, amazing. Okay, now we're going to move on to our 3 cost cards, starting with Dabura, 325 on play, self-awaken 1, then play 1 battle card with 2 or less and a Wicked Soul. So it's your ability. It's exactly your ability in the form of Dabura. So you want 4 of these as well, if you, especially if you're if you're doing the Wicked Soul swarming build. So absolutely want these. Next up, it's going to be the other 4 3s, and this is going to be Majin Buu. So this is the secret rare, super secret. I forgot how it runs in Dragon Ball, but this card is nuts, dude. Okay, so 3, 25, 0. Barrier cannot be chosen by the skill of your opponent's cards. So I don't know if this works towards extra cards or not. I have to do a little bit more research, but basically, for example, so 100% and shouldn't work against, I mean, it should nullify opponent's battle cards, right? That bounce this back to your hand or put it to the bottom deck or something like that. But I don't know if, you know, if anything like an extra card, if that counts as a skill, because that's an extra card. But we know we know things like this is a skill. So I don't know if it works. I have to do some more research. But when KO, discard 1 card, play this from your drop and rest mode. So it's sticky, it has barrier, it can be attacked, and if your opponent really wants to start hitting it, you can keep discarding cards, which, you know, I did say this was kind of useless after you play the first one. You can discard this, you know, you can discard that, so that has its use. Really crazy card. We'll have to see if more decks use this, because I feel like it's just a strong ass card. Alright, so those are our 3 costs. Not that many, because you can't cheat that many out. But, you know, you gotta have the ones that do cheat it out, and your super sticky card. Alright, finally the 4 cost plus. So this is a Majin Buu 43010. Not much vanilla stat lines, but it can be searched out with Babidi. So running 4 of these Boos. Pretty nice. Next up, we got a new Wicked Soul card as well. This is Vegeta. 4, 25, 5. Activate made once per turn, so you choose when to activate it. Choose up to one of your opponent's rest mode 3, and then KO it. Then switch this to active. Now, this is really cool, because you can KO something, but it says up to. So technically, you can choose a 0, and then you don't have to do anything. Then you switch this to active. So you can attack multiple times. You throw it out, you attack with the 25, see what they do. You can choose to KO something if they have anything. If not, to switch it back to active. Crazy card. SR, Wicked Soul, running 4 of these. Your endgame Vegetas. Then that's it. That is it. Honestly, your late games are going to be Vegetas, these Majin Boos, and these. So this deck's all about swarming and being as sticky as possible. You don't have a lot of late game. And then we have Bibidi. Hey guys, Bibidi, Babidi Boo. Oh my god. Anyways, this is a super combo. This is Evil Wizard. So this can't be searched by anything. It's just in your deck. You can honestly run any sort of super combo right now. 7, 15, 10. Super combo auto plus 10. So there you go. Alright guys, so that's it for this Majin Buu deck. So when making it, I wanted to see if this would work. Just the straight evil, wicked sort of stuff. It's a nice swarm deck, but the thing is though, if your opponent just builds up a board and does not let you get this, because the earlier you get this, the more you're going to be able to use this to cheat out stuff. But there's the good amount of stuff you can cheat out. You have a lot of blockers. So if anything, this will help you stay alive, but honestly, if you don't get your Vegetas and if you don't get your annoying Boos, who knows? But in Fusion World, you seem to do kind of draw a lot. So we'll see what happens. I don't know if this is a good deck or not. But hey, stay tuned for duels. So let me know what you guys think down below. And if this doesn't work out, we can go ahead and do yet another deck list. But I feel like a million sort of Wicked Souls might be good. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.